1 second after taking out the trash, the boy was going to hang the laundry and the boy wanted to be more than a brat. After all, I can't beat him. Then he sat down on the stairs and waited for his mother. Tell mom right after they meet. Mother gave good advice. After all, the younger brother has to let the older brother. Have to rely on my brother to beat me up in school. The more the boy thought about it, the angrier he became. He wanted to escape from his unhappy home. After a struggle of thought, he took out the lucky money he had saved for 6 years, ready to run away from home. Just the day before Dad came back to visit the kids. My parents divorced because they didn't like each other, and Dad was going to remarry. I'm here to take the kids to their new home for Christmas. The children are used to spending the holidays so he declined his father's invitation. Then he suddenly regretted it. He took a taxi to his father's house. After a little self-introduction, he got his wish to see his father and stepmother. The stepmother was very enthusiastic and asked the nurse to help him prepare the room. Then he showed off the full smart house and took it to the room afterwards. The facilities in the room opened his eyes. Plug boss motion sensing game. Super gaming screen esports chair. All this instantly captured the little boy's heart. The other side is looking for his mother. I got a call from my dad. Mother was relieved. The next day he received a present from his stepmother. The gift was a drone. They were about to go out before they could be happy. The stepmother's friends are royalty. I'll be visiting in a few days, so they need to prepare. Though I refuse to give up, but the brief separation is for a better meeting. Where there is no tiger, there is no monkey. Now he can play to his heart's content. When the game was over, he began to observe the moon. I didn't expect to see the moon, only to find a man sneaking into the house. He quickly called the housekeeper, but she did not answer him. This is bad. The boy is raising fish at home. A scream came from behind as the gate was pushed open. The stepmother looked at everything in front of her. I don't even talk about it anymore. The boy had just tried to explain that his father, who had parked his car, quickly called the housekeeper. The walkie-talkie that didn't respond. Then came the butler's voice. His father asked him what had happened. Hale said the kidnappers were trying to get him. He turned on the shower in a flash of wisdom. Pretend to call the housekeeper for help. The kidnapper threw down a strong word and fled. The stepmother obviously did not believe in him. He asked the housekeeper if he had spotted the kidnapper to cover up for his slacking. The housekeeper denied the kidnappers. He was called into the house by his father. Dad obviously didn't believe him either. The stepmother added insult to injury before I could even say a few words. He had to duck out and admit his mistake. To prove his innocence, he sneaked into the control room. Unexpectedly, the part that could prove his innocence was edited out. As he continued to search for evidence, the butler suddenly appeared. He indicated that he had entered the wrong room, but the housekeeper wasn't going to let him go. That's when the babysitter arrived and he was able to get him out. He confided his heart to the nurse. He thinks the kidnappers were smuggled in by the housekeeper. The nanny didn't say anything but that he had a good imagination. Night to ease the relationship between father and son. They decided to decorate the Christmas tree together. Christmas Day, he got up early with anticipation. Look at the Christmas tree again, only to find the Christmas tree changed overnight. It was the stepmother who took the liberty. All the Christmas trees they worked so hard to decorate. Dad saw that he was unhappy. He opened the present quickly. Is there nothing wrong? It's more than a gift can fix. The royal family was about to arrive. Father and stepmother were going to meet her. The family is methodically preparing a big lunch. Suddenly two unexpected visitors arrive. A drone flies toward the man. The next thing you know, they're dead. The man is a kidnapper. This is the second time he has kidnapped the little prince. Last time, he got in here pretending to be a waiter. He just blew his cover. The housekeeper clearly did not believe him and warned him to behave. The royal family will be here in a minute. The answer was a final kick. The housekeeper was worried he'd make a mess, trying to lock him up. Instead, he locked her in a freezer. By this time, the two kidnappers had reached the prince's room. They were going to put the prince in a sack first. Then he throws the sack out the window. The other side hides the hook with a door. Then climbed down the rope. To verify the feasibility of the plan, the kidnapper put his companion in a sack and then slowly let it down. The door managed to snag the hook. In the midst of his triumph, hiding in the doorway, he opened the door. Temporary relief of crisis. He made traps in advance to prevent the kidnappers from retaliating. Sit back and wait for the kidnappers to arrive. The next day, Dad and stepmother were going to pick up the royals. The kidnapper at the door is on the move. He gave a false edict. It means the stepmother needs a few wine for guests. The butler ended up in the wine cellar. He told his nanny about it. The nanny didn't think the housekeeper was an inside because he's the one on the inside. He's in the cellar as he should be. But there is no way out. The wine cellar has a food elevator. He escaped just in time to be seen by the nanny. The nurse ran after him with the iron pot. I think I'm smart. The result is wise, but not wise. The nanny got stuck in the elevator. The kidnappers arrived just then. The babysitter tipped him off and the kidnappers were on their way. That's when a helicopter came toward him and crashed. Marvin fell down the stairs, too. Both husband and wife still have their home because the bad guys are all down. Then the nanny ran out of the elevator. It's a good thing the housekeeper got there in time to save him. The bad guys were arrested. My father, who knew all this, suddenly saw the light. He used to find excitement for love, but true love is always around. He wanted to go back in time. The children looked at their mother. His mother gave his answer. Happiness is so simple. What do you think? Well, that's all for this episode.
毛，我们下期见。